Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, yesterday, Rigathi Gachagua was in Baringo County, where he was attending the burial service of the Deputy Governor of Baringo County. And during that event, Gachagua has shocked Kenyans with a statement that he issued in Baringo County. In fact, that statement can be easily referred to as what we call a roadside pronouncement. Gachagua talked about the issue of forest, and according to him, to resolve the problem of food security in this country, the very expensive life we are having now when it comes to basic commodities, the only way to do this is by allowing Kenyans to do farming in the forest. That is according to Rigathi Gachagua. And I wanted to listen to Gachagua shortly, and then after this, we will have to understand why Gachagua is coming out with such pronouncement. Now, I know so many Kenyans are reacting to Rigathi Gachagua's pronouncement, but I want us to go through a reaction from three individuals, and then we will give our view. Number one, we want to check on Miguna Miguna, and then Ruben Kigame, and then also Senior Counsel Abdullah Nasir. This is what Ruben Kigame said. Another bad start for the new government. There goes our forest at a time we have fight climate change. Please watch and help me say no to the grabbing of our forest. That was Ruben Kigame, a former presidential candidate. Now, this is what Miguna Miguna is saying. Rigathi must avoid those kind of roadside declarations. Farming in forest is a very bad idea. And he was also retweeting the post from Ruben Kigame. And then here comes Ahmed Nasir Abdullahi. Farming in gazetted forest is land grabbing a la Moi, Kanu. Full stop. Those are the reactions. And I know so many Kenyans are also giving their own view. And of course here we also want to give our own view on the same. But before we go deep into that, just a quick request. You might be watching this channel, but not subscribed, so my humble request, please consider subscribing so that another time, once we release a video like this one, you will always get notified. Again, to all our channel subscribers and anyone who comment, I must say thank you so much for unconditional support. Again, I'm requesting you to give our video a thumbs up so that YouTube can recommend our videos to more viewers. Back to our discussion. Now, I am very surprised with Rigathi Gachagua's yesterday pronouncement, because when William Ruto was campaigning to become the president in this country, he never promised Kenyans that if he becomes the president, he will allow them to do farming in the forest so that they can have food on table. But now, Gachagua is saying something different, because if Ruto could have done so during the campaign time, then Kenyans could have gone to the ballot when they are well aware that we have a presidential candidate who wants us to do farming in the forest. Then they will have a second thought if they should allow to have Ruto as a president who will allow to disrupt the ecosystem in the forest, and then they will think about the issue of water catchment areas in this country. They don't do that. But now they are coming out with such pronouncement. Again, this pronouncement is coming at a time when William Samoei Ruto, as the president, he gave a speech in the UN General on the issue of dealing with the climate change. And what he says is contrary to what Rigathi Gachagua is telling Kenyans. So I don't know if Gachagua is speaking about the matters that Ruto has worked on, if he's speaking on behalf of the president, or he's here to contradict William Samoei Ruto. Because now I'm seeing the statement is contradicting. Of course, it can be true. They might be having a plan on how to have people to do farming in the forest. But Gachagua has come out even before they explain to Kenyans on how they are going to do it. Though it is a bad idea according to me totally. Because, we are talking about just the other time when we saw people who had encroached in the Mau forest being evicted out. Why? because they have been disrupting ecosystem. And of course, the Maasais are complaining about the issue of water catchment areas. We are talking about now mambo ya climate change. There's no enough rain in this country so that people can do farming. So we are talking about drought in this country. So if you tell Kenyans that the only way to have food on table is when you allow them to do farming in the forest, to me that is so much disastrous to this country, because then maybe soon we will not have now even the water catchment area, and that is going even to affect the farms that we have been using to do our agriculture. So in totality, we will end up having a dry country which you cannot do farming at the end of the day. That's in my view. Because what are you telling Kenyans? What does it mean? And why was Uhuru Kenyatta's government evicting people from Mau Forest? I mean, even Moi was doing tea farming there. But I remember before Moi died, Uhuru government had recovered that land. They were planting trees. They took it back. So this could be just another strategy to grab land in this country. Public land. I mean, people like Wangari Maathai, if they wake up today, I think they are just standing in their grave when they hear such statement. Conservation of environment. People who fought so hard in this country. John Michuki, Mwai Kibaki, if they wake up today, I think they're turning in their grave if they hear such statements. Because the best way to destroy Kenya and the environment we have had, if we want to interrupt the rain season in this country, is to go in the direction in which Gachagua is proposing to Kenyans. And I'm also wondering, if you want to do such a thing in this country, because now we have the new constitution, where was public participation? Did you listen to people's ideas? They explain to you what they think on the same issue. Because even when they were going around in there, they were calling it block economic meetings. I never heard such statement from the people of Baringo or any other area talking about being allowed to go back in Mau. In fact, the Maasai were talking about conserving Mau forest. But what they are talking about here is something different from what we know about conservation here. So, this is a surprise to me. And already this explains how William Ruto government might fail if this is the direction they want to go through. If this is how they want to take Kenya, if this is how they want to lead this country, then they are getting it wrong. Because remember we had Golana Kulalu. It is very sad for a country like Kenya to get food relief from a country like Saudi Arabia. A total desert. Look at Israel. There's no rain. It's desert, totally. But they have been able to turn their land into green and they can harvest. What happened with Galana Kulalu? So, is this issue of forest another scandal similar to the scandal we had in Galana Kulalu? Because rather than thinking about going to the forest to destroy forest, then why can't you turn the Galana Kulalu land into production by using irrigation? We should just involve irrigation and harvest. What is happening in Israel and even Saudi have been able to do that. The only thing that could make sense for Kenyans is if Rigathi Gachagua could have explained on how they can revive Galana Kulalu, watry mambo ya makatels, waache mambo ya channeling the money into other things, so that we can realize a bumper harvest from such area. Because we have areas in this country which is just a fallow land that have been left there. So turn those semi-desert and arid areas into farming through irrigation system. But what he's telling us here, it might end up even destroying the rain season in this country, and at the end of the day, even we will not have food. Ama wanatuambia mvua inatoka mbinguni. Sababu sasa tunaambiwa hii serikali ni ya Mungu. Mvua itatoka mbinguni. Hata Mungu anasema mtunze mazingira. I'm surprised. See you in the next video, but let us meet in the comment section to continue with this conversation.